This street lies in two countries. The left-hand side is the Netherlands, the right-hand side is Germany. It may not be immediately obvious, but you can at least tell from the number plates on the parked cars. German on the right, Dutch on the left. The Netherlands has a few unusual borders. Earlier I showed Baarle-Hertog and Baarle-Nassau, where a cycle route crosses the Dutch-Belgian border 9 times in quick succession through a patchwork of enclaves and exclaves. But there is also this remarkable border with Germany. Here the national border runs exactly down the center of the street. And although the street largely shares the same name, Nieuwstraat, simply in Dutch and German, the houses facing each other have different addresses, either Nieuwstraat in Kerkrade of the Netherlands or Neustraße in Herzogenrath, Germany. At the end of the street, the border suddenly turns sharply to the right and cuts straight between two houses. The brick house stands in the Netherlands, the rendered house is in Germany. A border stone is placed directly in front of their shared dividing wall. This border was formally established in 1815, when the map of Europe was redrawn at the Congress of Vienna. That was when this place was divided for the first time. Before then, it had been a single area. The settlement dates back to the 12th century, and locally the division was hardly felt. Only a century later, during the First World War, was a physical barrier erected, a fence, mainly to prevent desertion from the German army and to curb smuggling. That fence disappeared shortly after the war. In 1939, Germany built a new fence. To the dismay of local residents, this fence remained in place after the Second World War ended. With the creation of the forerunner of the European Union, the fence was lowered, and in 1968 it was replaced by little more than a concrete edge just 60 centimeters high, with a 2-lane road on either side. Following the Schengen Agreement, borders within much of Europe became open, and the street was redesigned. The concrete strip was removed, and since May 1995, the street has looked as it does today, with no visible sign of a national border. Only in the middle of one roundabout has a short section of the concrete edge been preserved as a memorial. There are cycleways on both sides, one in the Netherlands, the one opposite in Germany. You can still tell which country you are in, mainly from the language used in advertising. But all traffic signs are Dutch, even on the German side, although the signs with directions are then again clearly German. National authorities originally wanted Dutch and German traffic signs mounted together everywhere, one above the other, but local authorities considered that impractical. They opted instead for Dutch signs, which are cheaper, but also 2 centimeters smaller in diameter than German ones. As a result, they do not meet German regulations. The local authorities are still waiting for a formal dispensation. In some side streets, Dutch signs appear at the entrance, while there are German ones in the street itself. The bus stops, by contrast, are mostly German, even those on the Dutch side of the street. The advertising in the shelters is German as well. In 2001, an office building was opened exactly on the border. The different letterboxes reveal which part of the building lies in the Netherlands and which in Germany. The border runs straight through the middle of the front door. From a clearly German side street with German cars and signs with words in German, you can look across and see typically Dutch houses. From the Dutch side, looking back, you see equally recognizable German architecture. Interestingly, you can even tell where cyclists most likely come from. German cyclists ride with something on their heads, while the Dutch, naturally, do not. In another video, I cycled the full length of this unusual border street, out along the German cycleway and back along the Dutch one.